All right, Chris, for real, I'm sick of all these moral victories and the Stars are playing so well. Or the unluckiness of all of this crap. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. That's 5 in a row. 5 in a row. Stars lose tonight by a final score of 4-3 in the shootout again to the freaking Canes. Cannot figure out the good teams when we need to do well. I don't understand. Chris, make some sense of this.
Welcome to the dark side. We've been expecting you. Yeah.
It's stupid.
So we played 10 minutes of a hockey game. Like, that's what we did. Like, that's what frustrated me more than anything, actually. So we played the whole game. Both teams kind of looked blah today, honestly. But then the last 10 minutes of the third period, after Robertson's goal, it's all of a sudden where we can play hockey again. Like, where's that come from? Why don't you just play the hockey game with urgency all the time? Send your demon in to get the puck. That's how our offense goes, so just do it. Our forwards are good enough to cycle behind. We don't need to be worried about it. I don't understand why we don't just play the whole game like that. If you play the whole game like that, you win. That's what we did in the playoffs, because we knew we couldn't play back and play loosey-goosey and try and win the hockey games, because it was a freaking playoff game. So this game has proven to me that it's a lack of urgency more than anything. They feel like they don't have to score right now because they've got a whole game left to do it. And then after that Jordan Stahl goal, they're like, oh, well, we let 3 unanswered. Guess we're not going to win. And then Robertson scores one just because that line has been so great again tonight. Awesome line. And just, yeah, I don't know.
It's just a lack of urgency. That's what it is at this point. There is no, they're not getting puck luck, or they're just getting unlucky, or there's just you know.
Yeah, they didn't get unlucky tonight.
that sort of stuff happens. I understand this, but that's literally 4 games in a row that the Stars should have won, and they didn't. And I'm really, really starting to get ticked off at the lack of urgency and the lack of push. For that's the best word that I can think of. There's a lack of push when it comes to this team, and it doesn't seem like we're playing the way that we're supposed to. Because right now, we're trying to win these games by dominating in an offensive way, and we're not playing the defensive side of hockey well enough.
Well, I thought we did that great the first period and the majority of the second, and the majority of the third for that matter. Like, we played very well, but there's just 5 minutes in the second period where we just decided to not play hockey, like play the worst that we played all game.
It wasn't even the last 5 minutes of the second period. It was the last 3 minutes of the second period, and then like the first 3 minutes of the third period. So the Canes played a grand total of 6 minutes. Really, that's what it was.
Well, and we only played 10. So
no, I disagree with that. We dominated that second period. The first period was agreed.
Except for the last 3 minutes. The last 3 minutes were... Yeah, but the last 3 minutes weren't just we weren't dominating. The last 3 minutes were atrocious. Like, they were awful. Like, terrible turnovers, awful giveaways, couldn't get out of our zone. Like, I don't... you can't take, again, like you said, the moral victory of dominating the second period. Because you didn't dominate the second period if they scored more goals than you.
Right. Right, you're exactly 100% right. They dominated the play. They did, but in the only column that matters, they lost in every single period.
And that's where you get back to the urgency. So you won the second period, right? There's 3 minutes left. Great, let's take that 1-goal lead to the dressing room and try and hold on to it in the third. But they didn't do the take it into the dressing room part. They took that for granted because the period was almost over. We're probably not going to score a goal in the last 3 minutes, and Carolina comes and scores 2. So I really think that's the lack of urgency again.
But you can't let in a goal in the last couple minutes of a period. Especially when you're in a losing streak like this, you have to keep the puck, you have to get it deep, and you have to continue to go after it. And they didn't do that. Tonight, they did not do that. And there were times that they let up, and like you said, there was a lack of urgency from them, and that's what ended up screwing the Stars over. because they scored 3 goals in a span of 5.5 minutes. With the second intermission in between. Okay, so in a span of 5.5 minutes, that's all the Canes played tonight. That's all the goals that they got.
That's all they needed because we wouldn't play either.
and the frustrating thing is that all of these good things are going on as well. We look good. We're playing well.
We had a scoreless first period, which is always great when you're the Stars.
Yes, Ottinger is playing really well. He started the last 3 of the 4 games and has played really well. There's none of those goals were his fault. None of those goals.
I mean,
maybe the first one he could have stopped, but that second one there was no chance.
Not his fault. Not his fault is different from like at some point you got to make a big save. Like I haven't really seen that from him yet, and like 857 save percentage, pretty bad when you only face 21 shots in the game and they score 3 goals. Like that's not good.
Again, the all 3 goals were I understand him letting them in.
But at some point you got to make a stop though. Like you got to, if you want to be part of your team winning instead of just your team not losing, you make a big save eventually. That's what Dobby would do whenever we would win big games in the playoffs especially. And in that first 4 games of the season.
That part is true.
Dobby would make big goals, and he was a part of the reason we won. Ottinger has not been a part of the reason we win games. He's definitely not lost us the game, but he's not the reason we're winning the game. So all these people saying Ottinger should start over Dobby are just have very bad short-term memory loss. Like the first 4 games especially, Dobby makes outstanding saves. He's part of the reason we win the game. Even the games that Ottinger has won, those 2 games, he wasn't the reason we won the game.
Right. He had a ton of goal support.
But that's not me bashing Ottinger either. Like I love Ottinger. He's played great. He's stopped all the pucks he should, but he's still a rookie, so he's not going to win you the game. He's good enough so that already as a rookie in his first few starts, he hasn't lost you the game, which we should be happy with as a rookie goaltender. But everyone saying that he should start over Dobby doesn't understand that he's not winning the games, even the ones he wins. Even the ones he wins. Dobby does win us games.
I was really hoping that Dobby would get the start tonight, honestly.
I don't understand why he didn't. That annoys me.
I do understand, because Ottinger looked really good in the 2 games against Chicago, and Dobby had a bad game the first game against.
But even those 2 Chicago games, Ottinger's not the reason they go to overtime.
Right, but he still made some big saves in those Chicago games. But now I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to show that Bonus is thinking. Why I don't like that he started Ottinger, but I understand why he started Ottinger. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Well, yes. I understand what he's doing too, because he did that in the shootout too, right? Putting Robertson in the shootout, like if that's any other time, like if we're not in a slump, you're like, what are you doing? Like, but it's obvious what he's doing. He's trying to get the young guys to spark the team, but those aren't the guys who are supposed to. Like, put the guys in who make the money. Put in if Jamie Benn's not in the shootout, are you kidding me? How much money are we paying him to not be in the shootout? That's ridiculous.
Okay, but the deal is you go with the players that are hot, and obviously you could tell that they didn't say Jamie Benn's name very much tonight. He wasn't a factor in the game. So why would you put in a player who was not a factor in the game and then deny the player who started the comeback, Robertson? Why would you deny him the opportunity to do that?
I totally agree with having Robertson take the shootout in. I'm just showing.
I feel like we're arguing over nothing right now.
Well, I'm
just with each other, but we're arguing.
I'm not disagreeing with putting Robertson in the shootout. I'm saying Ben should be playing good enough to be put in the shootout. You know what I mean? Like if he's getting paid millions of dollars, he should be playing a good enough hockey game where you feel comfortable putting him in the shootout, especially as a rookie goaltender. Are you kidding me? Let's just get into that right now. 3 shootout attempts on a rookie goaltender who has never been in an NHL shootout. And those are the moves you pull. 1-2 wrist shot. Every single one of them. Pavelski couldn't even get a shot off. That's atrocious. That's absolutely embarrassing. As 3 goal scorers, you can't get a decent shot attempt on. That's awful.
Well,
it sucks.
I have nothing to say about that. I really don't. I don't have anything to say just because I partially agree with you, but at the same time, maybe they had some sort of
No.
Scouting on Nedeljkovic. I don't know, and that's what they were trying to do.
3 shootout attempts, you get a wrist shot. On a rookie goaltender, no goals on 3 shootout attempts is embarrassing. Three shootout attempts, no goals on any goaltender is embarrassing. So that's awful. Just it's such a sour note to end the game on. You don't even score a goal.
I really thought that I put on Twitter's after that second period. I was like, the hockey gods are not happy with us. They are royally ticked off at us. And then after that third period, after we that play by Miro at the end of the third,
Yeah, they gave it back.
And they gave it back to us. We take it the other way. We score, and I'm like, okay, maybe we're finally, turning the corner on this, and we're finally gonna, defeat the devil and throw that monkey off of our back and finally get a win. But, even if we had won this game, I think I'd still be saying the same things. Because all the same stuff that is happening,
I would be saying the same things, but, at least they found a way to win, right?
Right. And this is going to come to bite us back in the butt at the end of the season if we are 2 or 3 points out of a playoff spot. These these 3 games get away from us.
Yeah, if we keep playing like this, though, there's not going to be a closely out of the playoffs. We're going to be solidly in 5th place.
Right. And I had us at 4th place when we did our preseason rankings of this division.
Yeah. If they can't find a way to play 60 minutes of hockey, then we're not going to be anywhere near those playoffs.
And that is the key to everything. That is the key to everything. You got to play 60 minutes of hockey. Doesn't matter if you dominate for 17 minutes of the second period. Those 3 minutes is going to be the stuff that is going to be hammered in our heads for the next 2 days.
Especially the first period. I don't know why we haven't talked about this more, and I know this was from last season too, but they need to find a way to get ready to play hockey. Because they obviously can't. Their first period goals are still under 10, I think. And second and third period are, over 20.
Right, and they keep making a point about this. Just they're not scoring goals, but they're also not giving up goals. Well, okay, that's
then go
great.
score goals.
Go score goals. Yeah, that's the thing is we need to somehow, whatever we do in the second period needs to be translated to the first period.
It's urgency. You get nearer to the end of the game, you're like, dang, we haven't scored a goal yet. We probably need to go score one. But, it needs to be there from the start.
I don't think it's that. I think
you get through a period and you look up and see 0-0, you're like, dang, our offense sucks. I think that's what it is. And then you try harder on offense, and then you score a goal. But, it's got to be there from the beginning. We've got to play the same way in the game until we get to where we can solidly lock down a win with a 2-goal lead or something. I don't understand why we play differently when it's 0-0 than we do when it's 2-2. Go score a goal.
Well, and here's my thought on that, because we're both saying that, but at the same time, how did we win games last season, and how did we win when we were in the bubble? What was our game?
In the bubble, it was offense.
No,
it's crazy offense.
It was offense, but what did we do in the bubble and at the once
it's solid defense, but you still send in your defenseman.
Defense. Yeah, no, okay. You hit the nail on the head. It's solid defense. It starts with solid defense, and it has to be there, and that includes on the penalty kill, and we haven't had that. And then on the flip side, you have to have your defensemen involved in the offense.
But in the first period, they're not at all. They're not pinching. They're not picking up in the rush. They're not becoming late men. They're staying back because they don't want to give up the first goal.
And we've seen the thing that's frustrating is that we've seen Klingberg do that. We've seen him jump up in the rush. We've seen Alexiak do that, but we haven't seen Heiskanen do that enough. And that was one of his big things last year. He led the Stars in goal scoring among defensemen. He had 8 last year. He needs to go get in there and do Heiskanen things. And we haven't seen that this year, right? Especially this game, I noticed, and I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks too, is that Alexiak has looked good when he's getting up on the rush. He had a decent chance where he was going down the left side wall. He went around the back of the net and he passed the puck straight into the slot. Now there was nobody there to conduct on it, but he was a defenseman doing that, and his defense partner has not been doing that. And maybe that's why Heiskanen is Oh, excuse me. Maybe that's why Heiskanen is doing that more than, or Alexiak is doing that more than Heiskanen. But we need to be able to see the defensemen get involved in on the offense, and that's another part of playing a full 60 minutes. And I don't know how you fix that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bones has got to get them doing that from the beginning. Like, there's got to be talk like we need to play our game from the first puck drop. D need to pinch and get up in the rush from the beginning. We know we'll be vulnerable to that backdoor slam, like we know that, but our forwards should be piling back like they normally do.
Checking back.
Like, I don't... They need to play their hockey game the whole time. Because the first period looks different from the second period, looks different from the third period every single game. Like, it's 3 different teams every time. Especially when momentum swings. They just completely change the way they play. It is just fresh. Like, the great teams wouldn't do that. When you played the Chicago Blackhawks, when they were in their big dynasty swing, like, they were dangerous in all 3 periods. They played the same way, and you were terrified of it. And we don't do that. We play to other teams, and we play to what the score is every time, which is very frustrating.
Right, and I really was hoping for a full effort from the Stars tonight, but we didn't get it.
And one quick thing, why is our checking line taking attack zone faceoffs? Like, ever. Ever. Why does that happen? That should never happen. I'd rather have the 4th line out there than our checking line. Like, I love our checking line. They do great, but their job's not to score. Like, why? Like, and I know they get a goal tonight, but that's not what they do. They don't normally score goals. Why are they taking attack zone faceoffs? It's so annoying. That just annoys me so much.
Is it time to put all the forward lines in a blender?
No, it's time to take.
With...
No, it's time to take Dowling off the first line. What the heck was that? He looked terrible.
Okay, Kiwi Ronta wasn't doing anything, and
he was better than Dowling was tonight. Dowling sucked. He was awful.
No, okay, I didn't see anything that Dowling did that was.
I saw multiple turnovers, lazy forechecks.
Kiwi Ronta was doing the exact same thing.
He was at least skating hard.
And Bonus was at least kind of like, okay, screw this crap. We're not getting any kind of push at all from any of our lines. The only line that's doing anything is that second line, the Robertson, Gary, Hintz line. And then it's even getting to the point to where that Foxa is not doing anything. Foxa
sucks.
Snake bit. Yeah, he has snake bit on almost everything. I think even his face-off percentage tonight was bad, and it was bad last game too. What was it at? Now, he's straight at 50%, that's way below average for him.
Yeah, pretty much every game last season he was over 50.
So it's just and Dickinson is at 60%, which is probably why he's on the third line.
Dickinson has been playing better than Foxa recently,
right.
Which
and
they basically flip-flop from last season.
Right. And I don't know, and Foxa has contributed offensively in the past too, and he hasn't been doing that at all. I think he has like a single assist this year or something like that. It's just really, really, really frustrating to look at this team doing all the stuff well, and like a couple of just plays, just all of a sudden we're down by 1, just like we were at the end of the second. Yeah. So I'm sick. I'm done with the whole this is unlucky stuff, no puck luck. I'm sick of it. It's a lack of urgency, and it's just a lack of push, and they're just not doing that in the correct periods.
Yeah.
So in the next game, which I have no idea who we play, I expect the Stars to come out in the first period, and I want to see absolute complete dominance in every single statistical category when it comes to the Stars. Every single one, including goals. I want to see like a 2-3-0 first period, and that's what I want to see.
Might get it since you're playing Nashville. But yeah, also, just one more thing. I saw some people like on the socials saying like, oh no, the Stars team just isn't good. Those first 4 games were just against bad teams. No, that's obviously not true. If you watched this game, you saw that the last 10 minutes was obviously a different hockey team from the first 50. So if you truly think that, you need to get your eyes checked, because that is obviously not true. That team in the last 10 minutes was a Stanley Cup contending hockey team. They're not playing like it the whole game, which is the reason they're losing. But that team is the team that we're saying is a Stanley Cup contender, and that team comes out whenever we need it. But now they just need to do it when we don't need it, so that we can actually win these hockey games instead of just getting our fluky 1 point.
Right, and we're 5-7. That's how I look at it. We're just really good losers.
Yeah, the number on our record, like it looks so much better than what it is.
But it actually is. The way we've been playing, and you got to think that something has got to give. Something has got to give.
One of the 3 overtimes you got to get lucky. Like, and that hasn't happened. And like our overtime looked bad too. We didn't have a good chance.
Well, we didn't
the whole
control
time.
the play at all. We didn't control the play at all.
Oh, I wanted to add this too. I submit a rule change to the committee. So in overtimes, we need to have in basketball, half court violations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to add those into 3-on-3 overtime, because all this just skate into the zone. Oh no, but I don't like that. Just go around the net, go right back out, and then just do it again. Like, that's not fun to watch. When it first started, when no one knew what they were doing, it was way more fun to watch. But now it's just lame. They're just going woo, 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 just over and over. Like, that's so stupid.
But that's how it is. The thing about 3-on-3 overtime is that if you control the puck, you control the overtime. And
Yeah,
especially
but
in 3-on-3, it is so hard to, if you don't control the puck, you're screwed. And if you have a bad pass or something like that, very quickly an odd man rush can go the other direction. And that's how most overtimes end, is on an odd man rush most of the time. It's very, very, very rare that it ends in 3-on-3 zone time and everyone circling around and stuff like that. It's normally just on the rush.
But overtime is already pretty stupid. Like, let's all be honest. 3-on-3 hockey, that's not a thing that happens. It doesn't ever happen in hockey games.
I love 3-on-3 hockey.
I love it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's obviously already not hockey. Like, no one's going to see that and be like, yes, this is ice hockey. This is NHL hockey. No, it's kind of hockey. So let's continue with the kind of hockey and make it better kind of hockey by adding you can't go back across the red line, because that would be way more fun. And if we're already having 3-on-3 overtime, let's just make it just straight fun. Like, if that's how we're going to decide games. Because, shootouts, how are we going to decide a game in a thing that happens once every 20 games? a shootout attempt. Penalty shots are so rare.
Well, it's starting to get to the point with overtimes and shootouts that people are just getting tired of it, right? So I love the 3-on-3 overtime. I love it. And people are talking about extending it and making it 10 minutes or something like that. And the thing is that the reason why they have the shootout is because they want to have a definitive winner. This team won, this team lost.
No, I think shootout is fine for that, but because ties are stupid. Ties are dumb. We're Americans. Yeah. We will not tie.
Yeah.
But
sorry, soccer people.
I think
football people.
I think 10 minutes would be fine, because already in 3-on-3 overtime, the whole bench isn't playing. And, it's obviously way easier on the body to play 3-on-3 overtime than regular hockey, because, there's no puck battles. It's right. Yeah. We're going to skate around and try and score. You're not going to having physical battles in 3-on-3 overtime. So maybe extending it to 10 minutes, but what I'm worried with that is they'll just do that circle back thing more. They'll just chill forever. So add 10 minutes and add the half court violation.
Or do you go back to 4-on-4?
No 4-on-4.
Doing 4-on-4 will not allow the
4-on-4. You're gonna have the puck battles. You're gonna have puck battles if you play, because 4-on-4 is still hockey. 4-on-4 happens. 4-on-4 is hockey, but that's why they never scored on it, because it was still hockey. And hockeys don't score in just 5 minutes. So okay. I think 3-on-3 is good, but add the half court.
All right. That's a fun discussion, despite, us sucking in everything like that. So, okay, let's talk about some statistics for tonight. Jason Robertson continues to be a beast, and he scores a goal and jumpstarts the Stars' offense, which allows them to get a point tonight. So he's on is it a 5-game point streak now, Jason Robertson?
I thought it was 3. I mean, we'll go with 5, sure.
It's at least 4. I know it's at least 4, and I think it may even be 5. So he's looked fantastic. What do you think of Jason's play over the past?
I told y'all, man. I told y'all Robertson's gonna be a great hockey player. I told y'all. 5 stars below for me guessing Robertson's gonna be the best rookie. He's outstanding. He's played great. He's played like another Rope Hintz, but a little more Asian. Love him.
A little more Asian.
He is undeniably more Asian than Rope Hintz.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Undeniable fact.
All right. I got to go back to Heiskanen. Heiskanen is not. He doesn't look like himself.
Wait, what stat gets us to Heiskanen?
It just looking at his 0 goals, 0 points.
You just
everything.
saw his name.
1 shot, yeah. 1 shot on goal, 1 hit, 2 blocks, 1 giveaway.
I mean, credit where credit is due. That breakup in the other zone is one of the best solo defensive plays I've ever seen. So it's obvious that Heiskanen is still an outstanding player. But yes, he needs to bring that to the other end of the ice. Because I felt that even before that play. Heiskanen has been playing a great defensive season so far. But there was even 3 times where I screamed at my screen for Heiskanen to shoot the puck. And he refused. He refused to shoot the puck. He likes the pretty assists, but we need him to put the puck on the freaking net. Every time he gets a chance, every time he gets into the face-off circles, shoot the dang puck, please.
Right. Seriously. Okay. Sorry. All right. I will leave Heiskanen alone after that because he did have a good game. Jay Ottinger saves 18 out of 21, 857 save percentage, and 63 minutes, 29 seconds total time on ice. And I know you were hard on him a little bit with his save percentage at 857, but he still had a good game.
I'm not disagreeing. He's played good, especially as a rookie. He's made all the saves he had to. He hasn't really made a mistake yet, which is good. The only thing I'm saying why Dobby should be in there instead of him is because Dobby can win you the game, and Otter right now can't. He will get to that point, because he's going to be a great goalie. But right now, he's not there. And when we need to get out of a slump, we need our best players who can make a big impact in the game.
Right, and we need our best player right now to be we need our best player to be Dobby. And right now, he's not. And
Pavelski can steal a game.
Well
Anybody can steal a game. I want someone to steal a game like they did in the playoffs. Just do it.
All right. Well, what else have we got?
Giveaways.
Giveaways. What do the giveaways look like?
12 to 21. That's insane. Lots of giveaways. We gave away the puck a lot.
Well, and so did the Hurricanes. I felt like that the Hurricanes gave away a ton of.
I felt like that in the first period, but we kept giving the puck away. Especially in the neutral zone. The neutral zone, there was some crappy passes.
Right.
Awful.
And they gave up the puck a ton in the first period. They were feeding us. And
yeah, both teams were.
We weren't. But the thing was, we had all these opportunities to take the puck the opposite way, and we did absolutely nothing with it. Yeah. Nothing. And it was pissing me off left and right that we'd have this great opportunity to take it the other direction and get a good scoring chance, and then nothing would happen. It would just go to the end, or randomly it would go into the corner, and we weren't doing anything with the giveaways that we were giving.
Yep.
None of the turnovers.
The last stat I got is penalty kill. We were pretty much 2 for 4 again, which sucks.
I hate that stat. It was a power play goal. That second goal was a power play goal. It should have been 2 for 4 on the power play, but we're lucky that the thing went out.
2 for 4 again is atrocious. Of course, that penalty in the third period was pretty stupid, but
you still
2 for 4. Yeah, you still got to kill it off. 2 for 4 sucks.
Regardless of what the ref does, you have to take your own fate into your own hands. And with the penalty kill, they have not been They haven't been doing that.
It's been
It
awful.
sucked.
It's been suck.
And they've given up multiple goals, multiple games on the power play, and I would be really curious to see how many games it's been that they've given up a power play goal, because I think it's a streak. I think it's like 4 or 5 or 6 in a row. No joke. I really think it is.
Yep.
I'll go look it up and I'll put it in the. I don't know, put it in the description of the episode or whatever.
Or the tweeters.
Yeah, for the tweeters or for the snapper chapters.
The snap books and the face tweets.
Yeah, the face tweets and all that stuff. So, and something that's popping up in my head too is the percentages on the face-off dot are a little deceptive to me, because it says 52-48 in favor of Carolina, which is not bad. I mean, it could be worse. But whenever we needed a big win in the face-off circle, we were not getting it. 8 times out of 10 it felt like. We just were not getting that.
And Razor mentioned it, but that's because of Stahl. He was winning all the big ones, so he was a beast on the dot tonight, so that's just where you miss Sagan, honestly. Like we mentioned that in the preseason podcast, like we're gonna miss Sagan in those big spots. So especially in when we have the goalie pulled, you could almost guarantee Sagan would win that draw in the attack zone. So it definitely sucks not having him there. And that's what I said. People would not notice about Sagan being missing, but that would really hurt us. Is like we would win face-off percentage almost every game last season. That was a point of pride. But now we're barely losing, but we're still losing face-off percentage pretty consistently.
Well, see, that's the thing, is that with all of these overtime losses, I mean, we could be 9-3 right now.
Yep.
We could be 9-3.
Easily 9-3.
Easily. In a lot of those games, it was like an extra little push at the end or something to get us to overtime or something. Or, something like that. And we just don't have...
And that's what you were texting about in our... So,
right.
That's why we have so many overtime losses. Because... So play like that from the beginning and you won't have to come back. You'll already be there. You'll already win in regulation and get 2 points instead of 1. 2! They give 2 out. Did you know that? We should probably get them. Mm-hmm. I think that'd help.
We could really use it right now. We could really use it. And,
looks like we're going to get them, though, because we're playing the Predators. Easy prey. Get it? Ha-ha.
Don't say that. I'm not going
to... We're a 5-game losing streak. There's no jinxing going on right now. I can say whatever I want. Dobby's getting a shutout. Ben's getting a hat trick. Sagan's coming back. Nothing can jinx us right now. Like we're as low as we can get.
All right. Anything else, Chris? I think we're good.
Dang it.
Summation of the last. Maybe this whole winless streak is this year's 1-7-1 from last year.
Yeah.
We're just a little bit late.
A little later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my closing thoughts are dang it and shoot. I'm good with that.
My closing thoughts are stay out of the penalty box. Even though it wasn't.
Hey, 4 is still kind of a lot.
Stay out of the penalty box, okay? And for Pete's sakes, push.
Play the whole game. We're not giving birth here.
Okay, that's enough. We need to cut it off. All right, thank y'all for listening. Along with Chris, I'm Ryan. This has been Sarcastic Remarks. You can follow us on Twitter at SarcasticR. You can also like us on our Facebook page and also follow us on Instagram.
One of y'all's got to leave us a review. I know one of y'all's got to. It's going to happen.
Review, and we'll give you a shout out in the next episode.
Shout out? We know y'all want to be shouted out on this high famous podcast. So many people listen.
So many people. Okay, guys. Have a good night. And Chris, when's our next game?
2 days. We're playing at 7:30 against the Predators.
So while everybody's stuck inside because of the weather on Monday and Tuesday, you can watch the Stars absolutely throttle the Nashville Predators. Let's hope for that. All right, guys. Good night, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Goodbye.